Now you might be wondering, where did I get the idea for this stream? Well, because of what's going on with Netflix. And I'm a little too lazy to just explain everything to you, so I don't want to do something because I feel like I'm required to do it. So alright, just gotta pull up the chat on my phone. Because I feel like I'm required to do it. Anyway, so I feel like the best way to start off this series of streams is to go on Everything Woke About, Jonas J. Campbell, the man, the myth, the legend himself, and looky here! Look at all these shows for stupid little kids! WandaVision, I can argue that's like the less woke, MCU show, but that's just me. Anyway, so we got...
This is Jonas J. Campbell.
No, shut up, Jonas, not yet. Not yet. I know you're excited for me to react to you, but... Okay, so what do we do? Transformers, Madagascar, whatever the hell this is, but the... What the fuck was that? Doc McStuffins. Okay, I actually met one of the voice actors from Doc McStuffins recently. No. It's not because I watched this show. I haven't watched an episode since it came out, like, 2013. But I met one of the voice actors of Doc McStuffins because he's also the voice of Michelangelo from the 1990 Ninja Turtles movie. And because I was curious, we actually had like a 30-minute talk. It was not 30 minutes, I'm exaggerating, so I accidentally held up the line. We talked a little bit about, do you feel embarrassed doing shows for little kids? And then he's like, no, because that's what he actually sounds like in real life. There's this show I'm in called Doc McStuffins, and I love playing this blue dragon character because he's so brave. He might seem scared on the surface, but he's actually brave. And then we both agreed, yeah, that's a good role model for kids. And then we talked about some other stuff he was in, like a blaxploitation movie from the 70s. I told him I was a fan of Shaft, R.I.P., and Cleopatra Jones. But hey, Dino Ranch, gay T-Rexes, oh god, I remember that fucking Muppet thing. So, where should we start? Let's let the pizza decide, because I got a piece of pizza in my hand right now, and, yeah. Let's go to the Madagascar show. Yeah, I grew up with the first three movies, so I don't think... I definitely don't approve of this. You'll definitely see a comment of mine in this.
This is Jonas J. Campbell from that
Hold on.
Park Place, and this is Everything Woke About Madagascar, A Little Wild, the preschool spin-off series of the Madagascar animated...
Look, I know. First off, you use the fucking KineMaster, Jonas. You know better than to use a fucking KineMaster. But anyway, as I was gonna say, I get that this is them as, like, kids, but why do you have to call it A Little Wild? That's what we should call the Peter Dinklage biopic, or the Warwick Davis biopic. A Little Wild. Okay, I'll stop.
films produced by DreamWorks Jr., a subsidiary of DreamWorks owned by NBC Universal, which is also a subsidiary of Comcast.
Today's the big day, the Animal Pride Parade!
Discussion of Pride...
Did you hear that? Animal Pride Parade. So you're gonna see a bunch of deers with antlers fucking each other.
Parades in a show aimed at preschoolers.
Today's the day before Parade Day, when all the fun happens, like planning and organizing.
Okay, I just noticed this. He showed who this is written by up on the top right there, so... I know you're getting into the important scene, but did you do that on purpose, JJC?
Community organizing of LGBT events in a preschool show.
The greatest parade ever known.
The greatest parade the world has ever known, being a celebration of what I'm assuming is LGBT animals.
Did you know
Hold on.
dolphins are just gay sharks?
One, that's kind of true. Two. I'll get to the rest of it, but I was busy eating my pretzel pizza.
People come from all over the city to attend our animal pride parade.
Is there really this much interest in non-reproducing animals?
Yeah, I guess so. So what the hell are you trying to say, everyone from around the city? Like it's like a Christmas sort of thing or something?
It's on us to bring the pride.
I can't help but
Bernie Mac is rolling in his grave.
wonder if the intention here is to make preschoolers be the ones to bring the pride.
Everyone's still talking about last year's parade.
Man, these preschoolers are really excited.
Okay, I want to ask, because there's kids voice acting in this, do the parents know? Like, do the parents know that they're voicing in this? Like, are they all for it, or are they being tricked into doing it? Or something like that? Look, I know entertainment's liberal, but I don't think the people... I mean, I definitely think people like Mark Ruffalo become your spokespeople over time, but come on, it's not that bad. But anyway, like, are the kids tricked into talking about this, and the next thing you know, they have to have the talks with the parents after this shit?
Excited about this parade. What an example they are setting for their audience.
And who could forget the year before us?
Interesting. I wonder how many family traditions you were a part of that preschoolers talk about not only last year's, but the years before. This must be the most important thing they do all year round.
Ah, black woman. Okay. Oh, that's getting clipped. Anyway, and also taking the lore of the three movies into consideration, like, they're basically like ages of kids, but that's because animals grow into like grown-ass adults at like 10 in real life. So they go by real life animal logic. So how do these fetus incarnations of all the characters sorry if you heard any smacking when I was chewing. How did I can't speak at all. How do they remember all this shit? Like, were they just that age until the first movie, and now all of a sudden they're all grown adults and they hit puberty? Whatever the animal name for that is. Alright, let's listen to what Black Lady over here has to say.
The Animal Pride Weekend!
Even the prep work for
God, her fucking eyes. They haunt me.
the LGBT parade is a holiday for this preschool show.
Can't wait
Hold on. Wait till you see what she
to see you
says.
all stretch your stuff in the parade tomorrow.
Strut your stuff? I really hope that was a mistake, because that could be really, and I mean really out of context, easily, knowing what fucking pride parades are. A bunch of fat gays flinging their little dicks around. No offense if you're a fat gay, I love fat gays. Just don't do it around kids.
Encouragement by a parental figure to participate in an LGBT event in a preschool show.
Happy Pride, Kate!
Use of the phrase Happy Prize to further cement an LGBT event as a holiday to preschoolers.
I've been working.
Look, people, do whatever the fuck you want to do, but why do you need a day that's about you fucking each other that's not the opposite sex have to be a holiday? Alright? That's just me. And I'm talking about it while these two fucking animals are talking. Let's go. Actually, I don't think baby zebras have the hair. I'll stop talking.
You know, my splash dance.
Can't wait to see your entrance, Gloria.
Everyone shines in this LGBT event. Don't you want to shine too, impressionable children?
Now that's something to take pride.
Okay, now you guys get the gesture. My phone fell. Now that you guys get what's going on, they're not actually doing a pride parade. They're metaphorically doing it. They're just calling a pride parade as in, like, you know, like being proud to be an animal. I guess you better not have a human pride parade then, because you're erasing the existence of animals. I'm just doing the Twitter talking points, using them in this universe. But anyway, as I was saying, it's kind of clever what the writers are doing. It's kind of clever, but you know what's not clever? You thinking you're gonna get away with it. Parents are gonna find the characters who go, "I like to move it," symbolizing something where a bunch of gay people flap their little penises, and and then parents are gonna be like, what? And then they're not gonna let your kids watch this shit, and you're gonna lose money. Boo fucking who. The fact that people support this shit is wild to me. Also, the more I think about it, I hope copyright's not a dealio here. Because it's really not fair use. I'm not turning on my camera. I don't want you guys watching me eat.
Try then.
The sea lion float is gonna knock it out of the zoo.
Implication that sea lions are gay.
Gonna be
Look, I know there's this narrative that some animals from some species are gay. But the evidence is so flimsy at best, especially the giraffes. And how are animals gay if they're still having sex and having babies? Like, do they have their own language too? Like, do they speak through their stupid tongues, the giraffes? And then the... Yeah, I'm sorry, this modern... thank God we're moving out of this era, but hey. But I never heard that was sea lions before. Speaking of which, I'm sure they have their ways. I was about to ask, how do sea lions feel sexual attraction, but... Then I'm like, oh yeah, they're non-humans, so they probably have their own ways of attraction.
tough to top last year's Stars and Stripes zebra float.
The annualized escalation of LGBT indoctrination.
Rumor is
It is indoctrination.
this year's Pride Parade Spectacular will be the best one yet.
Incorporation of American Sign Language for diversity points. Also, if you want ASL kids to feel included, why have only one character doing sign language?
Hi-oh.
Look, it's not a bad thing if you want to have sign language, but if you're doing it under the gaze of representation, quote unquote, that shows that you're obsessed with diversity and not the good kind. You're not obsessed with the pottery, you're not obsessed with the tents, you're not obsessed with the spears, you're obsessed with whatever unfortunate disadvantage someone has. You should not celebrate that about people, okay?
Cody, I'm Melman. What kind of animal are you?
Aminal.
A giraffe? A gerebra?
I don't know what kind of animal I am.
This animal in an episode about Pride doesn't know what kind of animal it is. Very subtle. The cast list shows that this character is played by Ezra Minas, although the IMDb listing for that performer shows that this person now goes by Iris Minas.
Oh my god, what a hideous monster.
And according to Iris's Twitter account, identifies as a non-binary lesbian with Z, here pronouns.
You see, this is why this is a mental illness, because these are completely made up, those pronouns, and I bet you I think it's probably a guy. He puts those in his bio in hopes that people would actually call him that. And, you know, so he's living in a delusion, and now he's calling himself a non-binary lesbian. Let me tell you what both of those mean. Actually, I'm not going to tell you what non-binary means, because it's completely made up, but lesbian means you're a woman who likes other women, and other women only. So you mean to tell me that you're neither male or female, but you're still a woman who likes other women? Are you purposely doing this stuff because you actually believe it, or are you just part of some cult?
What are you? What do you
Perfect clip use.
call other animals like you? I'm the only me I know.
Contemplation of profound social isolation in an LGBT...
So they have kid voice actors, but they don't have... Well, they got an adult voice actor for the fucking okapi. Yes, that's an okapi. I love okapis. I know I sound like a gay person myself, but... but come on. Like, brown horses with zebra asses? Those things look awesome. My phone is about to fall off.
episode of a preschool cartoon.
If anyone can figure out what you are and where you belong, it's me.
The black and white character is going to make it his mission to tell the character that doesn't quite fit in where they belong.
He's white with black stripes. Do they ever do that joke in the show? Actually, nobody answered that. I don't want to watch this fucking thing.
Imagine that.
I knew you were a zebra. Posture and style come naturally to us.
The obviously incorrect character knows
They're literally a lot of animals do that. Oh my god. After saying that, I think I know exactly what this episode is gonna say. Okay, admittedly, yes, I've seen this video, this review before, but there's still things I'm figuring out.
exactly how to classify everything, including this intentionally difficult to classify animal. Very subtle.
Bill says he's keeping an eye on the parade. If anything goes wrong, he's got his beak set on taking over the whole shebang next year.
The parade is my thing.
What an interesting looking animal. Hope you know what float they go on.
So the black and white character...
So you're doing again, what they're doing is metaphorical, so that's kind of clever, but you're still calling the animal they? Are the writers of this show that fucking ideologically driven or something?
is now worried he's going to lose his place in society if he can't tell this unusual animal how it fits in.
When they see us trotting in style in the zebra float, no one will ever dare say I've lost control of the parade planning ship.
I was halfway joking when I said that, but that legitimately looks like it's going to be the plot of this preschool cartoon.
How does it feel to know you're a bona fide zebra?
I wouldn't know. I don't feel like a zebra.
Personalized concepts
Of course you don't feel like a zebra, because you're an okapi. You're not a zebra.
of truth in a show aimed at preschoolers.
Being a zebra was pretty rad, but it doesn't feel like me.
Okay, do not panic.
Well, I'm not panicking.
A character that needs everyone to be neatly labeled is panicking because someone fits outside of his observed norms. Sure is silly preschoolers, isn't he?
Nothing out of place here either. Just a couple zebras zebraing.
You sure you got Odie on the right float?
I'm sure.
Portrayal of the character representing cultural norms as in denial.
If you're not a zebra, you must be a giraffe.
What's even funnier is that they're doing this with, like, the black character. The black with white stripes character. I'm just repeating a joke from the movies. What kind of message are you sending? Probably because Africa, where all these animals come from, they still don't really like gay people, but hey.
If this plotline weren't trying to make a point about LGBTQIA+, it would be a great educational episode about how there are all kinds of unusual animals. Instead, it's starting to imply that animals exist on some kind of spectrum.
Turns out I'm not a zebra, so Marty says I must belong with you.
I always wanted a cousin.
It seems like a lot of this plot
Okay, first off, I can't believe I'm ever gonna admit this, but baby Melman's kind of cute. Anyway, moving on. Yes, okapis are supposedly part of the giraffe family. Usually I don't believe this whole evolution bullshit, but with giraffes and okapis, it makes a little bit of sense, but come on. Okapis they have the butts of zebras, so they're fucking zebras.
line would be solved by
Fucking
any of
crack
these
smoking
animals having
scientists.
parents.
That settles it. You're a giraffe.
Nope. Giraffe? Nah, doesn't feel like me.
I'm just going to go ahead and spoil it here. Odie is just an okapi, but instead of learning about
You
animals,
see? Zebra ass.
preschoolers are being forced to learn about something else.
If you're not a zebra or a giraffe, we'll just have to try out every single animal float in the zoo till you find what fits.
The obviously
I was gonna make a joke about clearly he's not a lion because he doesn't look like one, but there's no point because you know exactly what the writers of this episode believe in.
incorrect black and white character is really struggling to figure this one out. Imagine that.
You never know what's gonna click till you're gonna try it.
Encouragement
Yes, this show does have musical numbers. The only musical numbers that the movies had was I like to move it, I am an Indian. Okay, I'll stop.
of preschoolers to try it out.
You will feel it when you find your spot. Try it on, let's try it out, let's find your zone.
Encouraging preschoolers
Again, that is completely creepy. I get it. You're doing it with a metaphor, but you know exactly what you're doing with this episode, writers. We adults know, and yet you're trying to say try it all. All right, what if the kid figures out what you're trying to say, which I do not deny that is exactly what you want. And the next thing you know, try it all. All right, you weren't a mentally deranged kid earlier. Now you're going to become mentally deranged because this kid show told you to.
to try it all.
It might seem crazy, but hey, you never know.
Even if it sounds crazy, you will never know until you try it, 5-year-olds.
Let's find where you belong.
This is an animal of a specific species. Why would this okapi need to try anything to figure that out?
No No, Odie. We need to figure out just one animal that's right.
I don't mean to rain on your parade, but no one animal felt right. That's not really how I see myself.
Because you're a fucking okapi, you're a different animal. Okay, now I see the giraffe connection because of the horns and shit, but my god, are the writers of this fucking episode stupid or something? Again, they're clever, but they're stupid at the same time. So you're average retard, but okay.
Implication that this animal is not an okapi because Odie doesn't see Odie as something specific.
There is one flow you haven't tried, and it's my last shot to prove to Bill I'm the best Grand Marshal there is.
The only character that's wrong in this episode
Bill? Who's Bill?
is shown to have bad motives for wanting to figure out that Odie is an okapi. He's just feeling this way because his place in society is threatened, kids.
I'm in.
You can always come back to the line float if you change your mind.
Species fluidity in a preschool show.
These little critters sure know how to have fun. Like me.
The character that defies classification is the one that
This reminds me of a lot of other stuff I consumed when I was a kid. I'm still eating the pizza, I'm almost done. This reminds me of Mario RPG, where Mallow discovers that he's not a frog, or, I don't know, Ice Age, where Queen Latifah discovers that she's not a possum, but I don't know why that reminds me of that.
knows how to have fun. Very subtle.
Well, if I'm a hedgie too.
There's no way to fix it all before morning.
You don't mean.
We'll have to cancel the parade.
Alex's attempt at classifying this okapi have ruined the Pride Parade.
Definitely not crying over the most colorful day of the year being canceled.
The canceling of the Pride Parade is bringing everyone to tears, preschoolers. You wouldn't want to be the one who ruins everyone's Pride Parade, would you?
I'm pretty sure in a more realistic show, these animals would be sad about Christmas or Halloween being canceled. I need this to be a stream highlight, just me eating the fucking pizza. Now I'm done, folks. Yeah, we are super sad because we're not allowed to celebrate on the streets, you know, me fucking the same gender. So sad. It's not like I can do that in my bedroom with my male partner. It's not like I can, you know, just go to the local gay bar. And because it's been canceled, we can... Yeah, you know, this is a show about animals, so I don't
Kids?
care.
It's not your fault. It's mine. I just wanted you to feel like you belong.
I mean, that's not even true. We clearly see that Alex felt threatened by the existence of this character.
But I do feel like I belong. Because
Did you mistake Marty for Alex, Jonas? I'm sorry. Jonas, I love you, but you should know better than
I
that.
want to be on their float.
You see, kids, the only way for this delusional, ignorant okapi to be happy is for you to accept Odie as whatever Odie feels like Odie is at
Delusional, ignorant okapi. That is such a true statement about this episode.
any given time.
I am Mrs. Nesbit.
Guess I have to wait.
Oh my god. I'll tell you, that clip has been used millions of times now because of what goes on in the world right now.
Wait till next year to introduce this beauty.
In all my years here, I've never seen anything quite like the okapi.
This guy isn't a very good zoologist.
I apologize.
1, yes. 2, he kind of has a point. He is a brown horse with giraffe horns and a zebra's ass. So of course he's never seen anything like the okapi. Of course it's more impressive than any predator out there.
That's about that, ladies and gentlemen.
In the giraffe family, but with so many special qualities all its own.
See, this character is the special one. Don't you want to be special too, kids?
All along, you were an okapi.
And Melman's cousin for real.
The primary plot point is now solved, but there's still 25%
So where is... So who's the parents? I don't know.
of the runtime left over. Seems like this isn't going to be a satisfying answer.
Do you feel like an okapi?
Nope.
Imagine that.
It's interesting to know I might be called an
Jeez Louise.
okapi, but it doesn't change the way I feel.
Personalized
Oh, jeez Louise. The person who wrote this episode is one, ideologically driven, but I also think is kind of a dumbass. Like, you know exactly what you're doing, but you still want to go on to that. Alright, you want to do a clever little metaphor, but instead of keeping up with that clever little metaphor, you instead want to continue into a delusion for your friends who don't even have kids. I bet you all the writers of these shows don't even have kids.
As concepts of truth in a show aimed at people who don't even know how to spell yet.
That means I can hardly read!
Then what should we call you?
How about just Odie?
Is the conflation of names with species a great strategy?
So is the writer of this episode trying to say, hey, I might be non-binary, but I'm still not non-binary or something? I'm sorry, we need to reopen mental asylums because the English language is fucked. Not just the human race, but the English language. But hey, you know, there's a big shift going on. I don't think we'll have to worry about that by the time 5 years come around.
In a show for preschoolers.
Odie, who likes to splash in the pool, roar with my loudest voice, hit the floor with a long neck dance.
Of course, the character played by the non-binary performer is the one who does all the fun things the preschoolers would want to do.
I don't always feel like one animal. Sometimes I feel like all of them.
The writers of this show knows that splashing like a moron and dancing like a moron is exactly what cartoon animals of all species do, right?
This is all fine and dandy until this Okapi decides it wants to hang out in the fully grown lion's enclosure.
Oh shit.
I may be a
Oh
hippo,
boy.
but sometimes I dance like a swan. And I may be tall, but I love rolling around on the ground. I'm happy to be any animal, as long as they're a star.
Don't actual animals do that? I'm not sure if giraffes do that because they have such long necks. I'm pretty sure 50% of them accidentally kill themselves. I bet you that actually does happen, even though I'm not a zoologist, but...
It's easy to imply that all animals exist on a spectrum until reproduction stops and all of a sudden we run out of moose.
It doesn't matter.
I know exactly what moose means. This is my first time hearing this sound, and I already figured out what it means.
Matter what we are, as long as we're proud of who we are.
To anyone
You're a gosh darn okapi, you delusional fuck.
thinking of commenting to disagree with me, just know that it doesn't matter what I am, as long as I am proud of having pointed out all the woke ideology in this preschool cartoon.
Checkmate. So much more than what you see. There isn't just one recipe.
As far as making people goes, the last time I checked, there was in fact only one recipe, and I thought we weren't supposed to be using fruits for this comparison anymore.
I know that you're the only
Oh yeah, fruity, huh?
Any crack.
Wait, whoa. Did the monkey from the first movie go through like a sex change? Is that why there's a girl monkey here?
Telling children that they should be proud to defy pesky standards like the gender norm or what species they identify as. I see they're using the rainbow, the sign of God's covenant with Noah that he would never destroy the face of the earth.
I can't believe people were actually paid to animate that shit. They're clearly, not everyone in the kids movie industry or the kids early childhood education, whatever the fuck is it called, industry. I don't believe they're all like this. I believe a lot of them are just being paid, but there are definitely some activists that came in.
Earth again. At least not with water.
Odie's right. We don't have to fit in just one box.
Sometimes boxes are very helpful.
I may be a pro at zebraing, but I'm most proud of being a great friend.
The best friends accept people's eccentricity.
Because that's your fucking species, you moron.
Is about what species they are not, kids.
I want to see floats that make your personalities pop. Whatever floats your float.
Very subtle.
8 hours
That's
till
just
dawn.
gross.
We've got a parade to see.
And now, these preschool cartoon characters
It's like
are going to
fucking
work.
sundown. You guys think you're gonna get that like through? It's a cartoon, you know. They defy all bases of logic. You've seen Looney Tunes. Oh, please tell me my microphone didn't unplug because my phone fell again. Thank God I have a carpet. Thank God I don't live in Iceland because they don't have carpets at all over there.
All night to save the LGBT Pride Parade so that all the families can have joy in their lives.
They're so beautiful and colorful, like rainbows.
Very subtle.
How did Carlos pull this off?
They didn't
Can
include
somebody please get me a gun so I can kill myself?
any of the new colors. How exclusionary.
It's not how I remember, but I love it.
Very subtle. LGBT representation in a show aimed at
Oh my
preschool.
god. Why does every form of gayness, like, in a kid's show, like, they're all the same fucking stereotype? Like, one lady is ugly, the other lady is, like normal looking, and then if it's the man, if it's men, like, one is short and effeminate, and the other one is tall and normal. Like, Where the fuck does that stereotype come from? Is there any relationship where both are fat and ugly?
The most heroic male character in a preschool show
fucking me.
wears a rainbow mane.
Yeah.
Even more LGBT representation in a show aimed at preschoolers.
I swear, the writers of this show are delusional as fuck. Like, again, I'm not trying to discourage anyone. What I'm trying to say is, most people are not gay. And after looking at stats myself, most gay couples don't have kids of their own. That's why I called the writers of this show, the writers of everything, in fact, fucking delusional.
Also, non-traditional beauty standards.
I love your stash.
That or she has cancer, or she's Jada Pinkett Smith.
It's usually worn by the
G.I.
animal
Jane, the
who
kids
rides
show,
at the
can't wait
front
to
of the
see it.
parade. This year, I met someone pretty special, and they really know the meaning of pride.
And the black and
Yeah, I met someone really special, but he's nowhere else to be seen in the Madagascar universe, in the Madagascar cinematic universe.
white character steps back to accept that he is culturally on equal footing with the body
I
dysmorphic.
had enough of this shit. But anyway, I guess we'll do 2 more and then we'll call the stream a night. Again, we're doing kids shows, so we're not doing the WandaVision or the drag panel. Star Wars Celebration drag panel? Really? That's what people in Star Wars... I get it, Kathleen Kennedy's woke as fuck, but that's what you're concerned about in a show about laser swords. Nope, we gotta have some gender bending in there too. Alright, it's not even just a species that gender bends. No, it's the same old boring shit that we see in modern day. You have to be either ideologically driven or way too accepting to just say, yeah, I'm cool with that. It's Star Wars of all things. And any of this shit! Alright, let's see. So, since there's no one in the chat, let's go on to the Doc McStuffins episode, which is shorter than this one. But yeah. Because I already told the story.
This is Jonas J. Campbell from that.
I met the voice actor of Blue Spyro.
At Park Place, and this is Everything Woke about Doc McStuffins.
Who was also the voice...
GLAAD-nominated Disney Junior series of...
Hold on. Who was also the voice of Michelangelo.
Available on Disney Plus and aimed at children ages 2 to 4 years old. Season 4, Episode 22, The Emergency Plan.
Hiya, Brandon!
Why does that sound like the name of an episode about someone going into labor?
Where are your moms?
Approval of LGBT relationships.
You know that dino's horny. Where are your
By a
moms?
robot dinosaur in a show aimed at preschoolers.
Brandon, it's the doll family. Edie, Thea, and
Little Gertie Wordy,
LGBT representation in a show aimed at preschoolers.
who I am.
I should probably mention the counter argument a lot of people who are pro putting this stuff in little kid shows are. First off, most people are straight. It's not a bigotry. It's absolute fact. And like kids, they know the difference between men and women. Yeah, they don't know what genitals are, but they still know that there's a blatant difference. They still know what the majority is. So when they hear, hey, look, 2 women can love each other too, it's gonna confuse them. All right?
Happy to hippo hold at any time.
Here you go, Hallie.
I'm not sure I'd trust a hippo
The white girl's eyes are giving me nightmares.
with a human baby, but to
Nope.
each his own.
Can I have a dragon ride?
You can have a ride if it's okay with your moms.
In marketing, they say you have to...
And also, like, if you want to go deeper into, like, the 2 parents thing, like, if you're setting your kids a standard, hey, 2 women and 2 dads have babies as much as everyone else, they're gonna go out into the real world, and next thing they're gonna grow up, and most of them are gonna be into women and women only. I'm only going with dudes, because I only know the male experience. Most of the dudes are gonna be into dudes. Alright, when they go to suburban neighborhoods, most of the couples are straight couples, if not all of them. I'm saying this because I actually go outside, unlike the writers of these shows. And then kids are gonna have the expectation that it's as common as, you know, straight couples. And then they're gonna be like, Mom, Mommy, Daddy, where's the gay couples at? And I barely even see them. Hear them. And then that same kid grows up and says, how am I into girls? I was exposed to gay shit all my life. But yeah, so basically, you're setting kids a unrealistic expectation. All because, you know, you have a personal delusion of yourself. All right. And again, most gay couples do not have kids. I literally look it up. It's as rare as, the possibility of my lung having a nickel in it.
Repeat your point at least 3 times in a commercial to get the log line to stick in your customer's mind. LGBT representation in a show aimed at preschoolers.
How can we say no to that?
Okay.
The voice actor here is comedian Wanda Sykes. Is she the only lesbian voice actor that the...
Okay, this was the video that... I've known about Wanda Sykes all my life. She was a voice actress in almost every kids movie ever made, and I'm like, wait, she's gay? I did not know that. I mean, hey, she looks like a manly woman, so it makes sense. But, yeah, and why do you have to have... I mean, it's cool that you get a big-name actor, but why? Why do you have to get a lesbian-only actress? You know these people's thinking. I'm not gonna continue asking.
The Walt Disney Company could get a hold of.
Allie, I can take her now.
Mom number 2 is voiced by Portia de Rossi. I guess they could...
Oh, Jesus, she ugly. She is ugly compared to the character she's voicing. Holy shit. I don't know whether to laugh or to be shocked about that.
couldn't afford Ellen DeGeneres for this one.
Brandon, stop jumping, sweets. The baby's trying to sleep.
But, Mom, I'm not jumping.
Which... Especially Mom. Like, okay, first off, that kid's not big enough to make the whole fucking house stumble, but anyway, you're calling your mom, all right? Okay, yeah, another counter argument just came to my head. And again, if most kids have a mom and a dad, all right, all right, kids are gonna see that most kids are gonna have a mom and a dad. And he or she's going to be like, why don't I have a dad? Why don't I have a mom? I just have two. You know, I think I deserve a mom too. I'm not saying that... Whatever. But anyway, I'm just saying, consider that to be a desire or a possibility. Kids are young and impressionable. I know, because I was one.
Wonder how many lines of dialogue
Unlike the writers of the show.
In this show contain the word mom or moms.
Dad! What's going on?
Do they really have one mom doing the dishes while another mom takes care of the kids? How patriarchal.
Hey! Knocking that down is a union job!
Pro-union propaganda.
That's a fucking ugly toy. I'm sorry.
Bertie! Brandon, run! And don't stop till I say stop!
In this story, does the careless dragon that drives the lesbian family from their home represent America?
Where's Mama? I don't know, but we'll find her.
Just from a logistical stand.
She's like, I don't know, but we'll find her. I kind of have a theory that she's not really into the white girl. I mean, they had to have those kids somehow. It's the black girl.
This begs the question. Idiot. How do you know who the kid is talking about when there are two people in the house referred to as mom?
Hello, dear! Oh, no! Look at what I've done! It's bad, right?
Symbolic dragon bot is
So what did the fucking dino do? What did the dragon do to cause him to go berserk?
Symbolic.
That's the dollhouse! Thea, Edie, Gertie, Brandon!
Look at what you did.
You killed them, you bitch.
My monster!
All right, everybody, we got a missing doll family. Let's spread out and find them.
Reunification.
So you don't know if there's other houses destroyed, other things destroyed by property, and you're more focused on, the missing lesbians and their two kids.
Of the LGBT family as a plot point in a preschool cartoon.
We can't find Edie or Gertie.
Okay, don't worry.
The size difference between Doc McStuffins and lesbian mom number 1 is hilarious.
We're looking for the doll family.
I'm just gonna let my laughs speak for that.
Isn't that them right there? That's half the doll family.
How homophobic.
I was about to say, where's the husband? Where's the black dad? Where's Blad? Where's Big Papa? Where's Big Daddy? Where's Biggie Smalls? Where's Father Qua?
Hello? Can anyone help me? I'm looking for my family.
The dialogue of this episode is pushing very hard to emphasize that the lesbian, blended, or adopted family is...
Yeah, they go hard. They go hard into smashing it into your face.
The family. Very subtle.
Thea!
I don't know. Does that look like a kiss to you?
But Gertie needs her bottle and...
She definitely looks like, she gave the cheek. She gave it to the cheek.
Brandon doesn't have any shoes.
Wait, I thought these were doll people. Why does the fake baby even need to eat? And how did the little boy even remove his shoes?
Yeah, how? Yeah, the size difference. She looks like she's gonna fucking murder them. Like take this frame out of context. Like, you have these two gay-ass women, all right, making love to this little boy that they are grooming right now. And you have the face of this big-ass black girl, and she looks like she's gonna murder them. She's got a mouth. She's gonna kill the black woman. She's gonna eat the white woman over there. Yeah, she looks like that. These two over there look like they know what's going on. The snowman and the hippo, whatever the fuck their names are, Michelangelo and the sheep look like they know it's not gonna be pretty. Like, this girl's gonna fuck them up. She's gonna kill them.
Again, the size difference is hilarious.
We don't have any place to stay.
Ladies, we'd be delighted to have you spend the night at the castle.
It's very sweet of the knight, but who wants to break the bad news to him?
Yep, they are no way into him. There's no way. Okay, I will give this episode credit. They don't make the lesbians stereotypes like all these other stupid kid shows do. They just portray them as normal women. Does that mean I think it should be in a kid's show because of that? Fuck no, but that's just me.
Trying to sell a cat to a man who fancies dogs.
Let's go sleep like a couple of princesses.
How patriarchal.
Morning, dolls!
That just sounds fucking creepy, especially for a kid's show. Let's go sleep like a couple of princesses. That implies to me that these two want to bang. Do you think there's Rule 34 of those two women out there? I'll stop.
Whoa there, Dino Robot. You can't go around calling a couple of broads dolls. These chicks might get offended.
Well, first off, they're gonna want to be called dolls. Now, because that means trans people now. Fuck you, Pedro Pascal.
This is a reference to Extreme Home Makeover, a completely different show that happens to also be owned by the Walt Disney Company.
Oh, it's okay, Dragonbot. We're happy too.
We sure are, and we have everything we need.
And the LGBT family has everyone it needs. Very subtle. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the...
So let me explain my theory as to why this keeps getting pushed into things for little kids. I think, yes, a good portion of it is grooming. A good portion of it is to try to turn kids gay, to try to, confuse them, give them an aneurysm. But I also think a good portion of it is naivete. It's like, hey, we're more accepted now. Maybe it's time to teach the little kids about this. You do know that your lesbians bang each other. Now you might be asking me, whoa, but Undead, Ed, we're not talking about sex, we're talking about just love. No, love is about sex. The reason why we're okay with teaching about straight couples, because again, most people are straight. Straight people are as common as green on leaves. Gay people are as common as me binge watching the Pitch Perfect movies. Get it? Because gay. Anyway, there's actually a gay character in that. Alright, so I'm gonna end off with Muppet Babies, with Gonzo as fucking RuPaul, and we're gonna finish this shit.
This is Jonas J. Campbell from That Park Place, and this is Everything Woke About Muppet Babies, the GLAAD-nominated Disney Junior reboot aimed at children ages 2 to 5 years old. Season 3, Episode 14A, Gonzarella.
We're making invitations for the party we're throwing later today.
The blonde-haired, blue-eyed Karen is throwing a party. Nothing could go wrong.
Blonde-haired, blue-eyed Karen? I accidentally clicked on one of my videos.
Classes started.
But hey, look at the bright side. I got a couple of seconds of watch hours.
This is Jonas J. Campbell from That Park Place, and this is Everything Woke About Muppet, aimed at children ages 2 to 5 years old. Season 3, Episode 14A, Gonzarella.
Season 3? Holy shit. Is this show over yet?
The blonde-haired, blue-eyed Karen is throwing a party. Nothing could go wrong.
Like the one in Cinderella?
As Disney always does, they will be using familiar imagery to introduce an unfamiliar concept.
The fairy godmother gave Cinderella a real fancy dress and matching glass slippers. Glass slippers?
I get that this is a show for, like, little kids, but remember when the Muppets were also meant for an older audience? I'll stop talking.
Feminization of a masculine character.
Get a load of that dress! I'd love to wear a dress like that to your royal ball.
Again, the most optimistic scenario is that a lot of it is out of naivete. Naivete. Let's teach kids about this shit. You know, we don't mean anything too malicious. Just don't look at the drag queens twerking in front of little kids. But I'm sorry, there's no way anyone with common sense would be fine with this shit. There's no way.
Encouraging male characters to wear feminine clothes.
Yeah, this is literally a sensitive subject. This is literally sensitive. Now you might be asking me, oh, Undead, what about all the kids shows where characters were dressed as previously? That was meant for laughs. Of course, Bugs Bunny wears drag like 1 second in each episode because it's meant for fun. It's meant to be men look stupid in those. All right, that's the entire point of Mrs. Doubtfire. Like, Robin Williams looks stupid in that, but there's also a plot reason why he does it. Now, you want to say, oh, Robin Williams actually feels, like, mentally ill. He's dysphored of that shit. But hey.
Was in a show aimed at 2-year-olds.
Gonzo.
I think this is my bravest stream ever yet. Who is this penguin? Is that a real Muppet?
And I are the princesses. We wear the dresses. That's right.
Depiction of gender norms.
You know, if this was portrayed as real, Gonzo would be like, oh, okay, silly me. And then, you know, this episode would go on being normal.
Norms as a negative.
According to the royal handbook, the girls come as princesses and the boys come as knights.
Oh, right.
Gender norms are depicted as arbitrary.
Yeah, this is like, again, I don't doubt that there are kids with dysphoria. But even if there are, like, you're appealing to such a niche group of kids. You're risking most kids' innocence, most kids' mental states, just so you can appeal to like a handful of them. Like kids who probably live in one state, like one school per state. One kid like this in one school per state. And like, you're basically just risking the mental health of a lot of kids just so you could get pats on the back.
And hurtful to this small child. Gonzo is accidentally excluded from the group because he is discouraged from wearing a sparkly.
Gonzo, you fuck chickens, all right, and you dress up as a superhero. You're probably the most masculine Muppet out of everyone.
Evening gown.
Hey, Gonzo, you okay? Not exactly. I really wish I could wear one of those princess dresses to the ball.
A male preschooler is deeply.
My God, there is no way you could be appreciative of this being taught to little kids. I'm sorry. But Dad, what about shut up? It's a man who is so miserable that he wants to gender bend. Does that not sound absurd to you? Does that not sound mature to you? Of course it doesn't. Because either you're an activist or the kindest way possible of saying this, a member of that community. Again, I don't think every member of this community is like this. Like, they're just looking for kids to introduce the subject to. No, I think there's cool members of this community out there. But I don't want this being taught to little kids, okay?
He's sad because his friends won't accept him wearing the clothing of another gender.
Well, I hate to see a good pal feeling bad. So tell you what, I am gonna grant your wish.
LGBT allies.
Again, I don't deny that there are a lot of, plus English VAs are a bunch of commies anyway, the ones who work mainstream, but do the fucking voice actors who voice in these, like, do they finish these lines and say, why the hell are we teaching this to little kids? And then they watch the actual episode that they voiced in, and then they're like, my God, I can't believe I'm partaking in this shit.
In a show for preschoolers.
Because I am your fairy rat father.
Feminization of a male cartoon character.
But the girl said
okay. Admittedly, the rat father part is clever, but you still gave him a dress, so that's why JJC said, feminization, quote unquote. Just itching my foot.
Not supposed to wear a dress. I don't want everyone to be upset with me.
Implication to preschoolers that people who don't accept gender fluidity are mad.
I mean, it's kind of true, though.
Drag Queen Gonzo.
Have you ever seen such a splendorific dress? And get a...
So, one of the last ever videos I watched from Animat, because the dude became a left-wing crazy, like, he defended this episode showing, like a image of Gonzo back in the 70s wearing drag. Again, it's not because he identified like that, it's because it was a fucking joke. This is not a joke, this is telling kids, do it. Like, it's the hot new thing. Don't be Arnold Schwarzenegger, be fucking James Charles. So are you gonna gender bend one day, Animat? Of course you're not, because you're a fucking coward. You're a fucking coward. You want to look cool. You want to pat yourself on the back to people who even you're afraid of. I'm not saying I'm afraid of. I know exactly what's going on, so sorry for wording it wrong. But I'm just saying, Animat is afraid in a more progressive light. Does that make sense to you? Of course it doesn't. Let's move on.
Hello to my glass sneakers.
Sneakers. I guess they
Glass
decided he wasn't
sneakers.
feminine enough for heels.
Oh, God.
That seems a bit transphobic to me.
Thank you, fairy rat father. This makes me so happy.
Happiness
God.
comes from dressing as the opposite gender in a show aimed at preschoolers.
The Royal Handbook says.
Especially the trans stuff. Like, again, you're gonna grow up, and then you're basically gonna put your pee-pee inside out. You really want to teach that shit to little kids? Of course you do, because you're a fucking nut.
There's only one way to greet a princess.
You must bow, and then we will curtsy.
Okay.
The rulebook that's
So this is a very unrealistic episode, because kids do not talk like this. I can confirm 100% that was me. Alright, a lot of kids love to stick to gender roles. I know that for a fact because I went to elementary school. Unlike the writers of this episode, they're aliens on another Earth. They're the aliens from They Live. We just haven't worn the sunglasses yet, but yay.
it's a stand-in for gender norms is arbitrary and capricious. Imagine that.
Hello, everyone.
Look, it's a mysterious new princess.
Gender-bending character is special, novel, and the center of everyone's positive attention.
I'm Princess Summer. What's your name?
You can call me Gonzarella.
Preferential naming to accommodate gender fluidity in a preschool show.
So how the fuck do they not realize that's Gonzo yet?
We're happy to have you, Gonzarella, and your dress is simply fabulous.
Gonzo is welcomed with open arms when masquerading as the person he wants to be.
Let's all greet each other with a princess curtsy.
Sure. Curtsy.
Maybe he's like that. Maybe he did that because he's a dude.
As long as you're breaking one norm, might as well break more. Am I right?
I've never seen a curtsy quite like that before.
It was very different.
The blonde-haired, blue-eyed stock villain character is made to look resistant to breaking norms.
Gonzarella.
Because you're not supposed to break norms. Not everyone has this desire. And again, if people do have this desire, you're risking the mental health, the fucking innocence, the knowledge of little kids just to validate yourself, either yourself or your friends or because you're an activist. Don't write kid shows at all. Make your own adult thing.
Feathers? The crowns in the Princess Handbook only have a sparkly diamond.
This rulebook sure is restrictive, and for no reason at all. Imagine that.
Yeah, I guess I made mine a little different, but it's also pretty splendorific, don't you think?
Oh, God, stop.
Yeah.
What do you think that egg crown is going to smell like in about a week?
Shit.
Well, yours can be different too. Want to try?
Ooh, yeah, let's do it. Yes. Come on.
This group of preschoolers embrace breaking the arbitrary rulebook that's the stand-in for gender norms.
Gonzarella was right. Your crowns all look magnifique.
Even the stock villain is starting to see the light.
As you can see in the...
Hold on. First off, magnifique. Second of all, I'm pretty sure kids have been always customizing their shit. Like, that's been going on since I was a kid. It's not a gender thing, it's just a normal kid thing. Like, you're basically just doing a bunch of shit. Like, I don't deny, like, kids don't want to follow the rules, but it's not usually because of a mental illness.
Handbook, the dancers stand in a ring, greet each other, and circle to the right. Then they greet each other again and circle back to
Oh, the irony. The cross-dressing biological male doesn't like this. Oh, that implies he's mostly a dude. He's just acting like Bart Baker. Love you, Bart.
The arbitrary gender norms handbook is confusing to small children. Imagine that.
This is how they've danced at royal balls since super duper olden times. We can't just change it.
The implication that all rules are arbitrary.
Yeah, this is fucking stupid. Like, kids always embrace shit. Again, I don't speak for everyone, but I know for a fact most kids embrace stuff that's for their gender. So this is clear indoctrination.
In a show aimed at preschoolers.
I kinda thought the royal dance would be more fun.
Oh no, Princess Piggy, our royal ball.
Yeah, because you're forcing a bunch of dudes to do girl things. My God, the fact that writers in modern day are so fucking ignorant is just funny to me.
Was turning into a royal snooze.
Gender norms are boring.
I know how to spice this party up with the Cluckatonian Promenade.
Incorporation of drag queen innovation in a show aimed at preschoolers.
I don't see anything about
Yeah,
a
why
promenade
do
in the-
drags always have to have weird-ass names of shit like Bukiki? No, that's for biological black women, but okay.
dances here?
We can't possibly do.
The party will be ruined unless the arbitrary rulebook of civilization is thrown away.
And again, people have fun with shit regardless. Like, people are not like, this is boring and shit. People are gonna have fun. Most people have fun with this shit. Again, this is clear indoctrination.
Nobody had any fun before they threw out all the rules.
Who made our royal dance a hit?
This preschool party is made better through the incorporation of drag.
Moldy guacamole, I forgot. If my dress disappears, they'll know it's me. I gotta get out of here.
Fear of being outed as a plot point in a show aimed at preschoolers.
Aren't you glad you made it out in time? No. I didn't want to leave the royal ball, and everyone would have been upset if they knew it was me wearing that princess dress.
Implication that people who oppose drag are angry and therefore hateful.
God.
Are you sure about that? Because it seems to me, maybe they just would have been surprised that you wanted to wear a princess dress. It's different from what they
No, they would have been laughing at you saying you're a freak.
used to, you know?
Gender fluidity is depicted as just different than what they're used to.
But trying something different can be fun. Exactly. And at the royal ball, you helped him see that, right?
Oh my god. Yes, doing something different can be fun. But not when it's biological human nature. I'm not gonna try inhaling carbon monoxide in a hose in my car because it's different. It's good to try something new. No. I'm just gonna do something that's gonna fuck up my mental health. That's it. That's gonna fuck up my mental being.
A beloved staple of the Muppets helps preschool children see that gender fluidity is fun if they would just try it out.
Maybe if they're okay with those things being different, they'd be okay with me wearing a princess dress too?
Contemplation of societal acceptance of gender nonconformity in a show aimed at preschoolers.
I think now's your chance to find out.
This magically themed gender-bending rat encourages a preschool boy to voice his desire to break from gender conformity to his friends instead of his family.
Yeah, instead of his family.
Princess, but they ran away.
Everyone in this preschool show thinks that the drag queen is amazing.
There's something.
We met the most amazing princess and, quote, they, end quote, ran away. You see why this is indoctrination? Princess means woman.
I need to tell you, the princess who came to your ball tonight was me. I'm Gonzarella.
Oh, God.
Everyone is so happy and not a parental figure in sight. Imagine that.
Because you all expected me to look a certain way. I don't want you to be upset with me, but I don't want to do things just because that's the way they've always been done either.
Oh wow, I guess the scriptwriters didn't have enough time to go over the plus sides of gender conformity in society. Maybe they didn't have enough time in the episode.
I want to be me.
The implication that
the
gender
irony in especially leftists saying just be yourself, and then these people throw hissy fits whenever Sydney Sweeney wants to be a full-on woman, or when Arnold Schwarzenegger wants to be a full-on man. Nah, screw you for wanting to be yourself. We're only saying that for people who want to break the norms. It's almost like we don't believe what the fuck we're saying.
norms stop preschool children from being their true selves.
We're sorry. It wasn't very nice of us to tell you what to wear to our ball.
Dress codes are a tool of the oppressors against the proletariat, kids.
You're our friend, and we love you any way you are.
If a friend is driving towards
How much do you want to bet they're lying? I bet you 100% these kids are lying.
a cliff, is it loving to tell them that they're making a good decision?
I say, we get rid of this old royal handbook and make a better one.
Implication.
No. Again, this is indoctrination. Most people are happy to follow gender roles.
That Western civilization is arbitrary because a preschool child doesn't get to dress like RuPaul.
And in our new handbook, everyone can come to the ball dressed however they like.
I don't think they've thought that one all the way through.
And they all live happily ever after.
Yeah, they especially did not think about that all the way through.
And now the show ends with everyone approving of the preschool drag queen. Male characters dress in
Yeah, basically the girls are contradicting themselves from earlier in the episode, and all the guys are, I don't know what the hell Animal's doing, but Kermit and Fozzie are acting like Jason Momoa's character in the Minecraft movie. Anyway, that's it. So kids, it's time we talk about what we learned today. Hold on. And so what we have learned applies to our lives today. God has a lot to say in his book. Larry, you know that song's cringe, right? And so you know that God's word is for everyone. Now that our song is done, we'll take a look. Larry, I told you this song is stupid because the lyrics are dumb. You're an idiot. Anyway, so what we learned in today's episode is that most people want to act the same way, and if people tell you not to act differently, they're indoctrinating your ass. I'm sorry, I need a script for that. But anyway, I'm gonna continue the Bob voice since we're doing kid shows. Okay, the lesson here today, hey, is that most people want to act the same way that's been done a long time ago. It's not bigoted, it's just basic common facts. And anyone that breaks the norm, well, unless if you're, well, it's fine once you turn 18, but it's very rare. And you could end up scarring people, if not having people turn her that way instead. So remember, kids, just stay off the internet. I wonder how we're gonna look at this, like, 10 years from now. Alright, we were teaching about fucking little kids, little boys wearing dresses to little kids. We were teaching about pronouns to little kids. We were teaching about LGBT to little kids. Again, I feel like people who write these episodes, I'm sure a lot of it is arrogance, ignorance, like they think they're gonna be accepted anyway. But I also do think there's a big, especially the breaking gender roles thing. Like, they know what they're doing when they're saying, oh, gender roles are boring. Alright, they want kids to all grow up androgynous. Alright, that's the meaning of the word, just gender neutral. And yes, most of it is a bad thing. Because gender roles are dictated by your genes. Yes, they are dictated by what's between your legs, not, you know, what your personal desires are. Because, let me tell you something. If gender roles didn't exist, alright, if most men didn't want to be men and most women didn't want to be women, alright, I bet you Stallone would have dressed like a woman, alright, all his career. Me and my dad would have dressed up like girls. My mom and my sister would have dressed up like men. Pretty much everyone in the human race would be a bunch of gender benders. Alright, that's what I'm trying to say. And yes, if you break that, it is mentally scarring. Alright? Again, I'm trying to use my words carefully because I am really scared of the YouTube algorithm. I'm more comfortable to talk about this stuff on my Twitter. So you can follow me at UndeadT800 over on X, and I'll see you all later. Bye. God, I gotta write this monologue down.